my name's Kristen Carlyle Mackenzie and I oversee the property management department here at Biggin and Scott in Richmond. And today I'm joined by Travis McLaughlin from Arcadia Underwriting. Welcome, Travis.
Hi, Kristen. Thanks very much for having me.
Thank you for coming in and sharing your precious time with us. Now, Travis is here. We want to do a little bit of a short, try and keep it short, a short video on the importance of insurance, but more importantly to us, landlord's insurance and why it is that landlord's insurance is so important. You'd be surprised how many owners out there don't have it, and it freaks me out. So that's why we've got Travis here today. So Travis, tell us, what is landlord's insurance?
Well, quite simply put, landlord insurance is the insurance of any financial losses against the property where you rent it out to tenants.
Yep.
So those losses can include things like building, landlord's contents, as well as landlord's liability. But most importantly, one of the big things it covers is loss of rent.
Yeah, and that is huge, and that's something that we come across all the time. We're going to get to that later. We're going to come to what the main, I guess, causes for needing landlord's insurance is. But I wanted to say a little bit about my experience being in property management for over 15 years. We come across insurance companies and insurance companies. Now, a lot of owners get approached by their bank when they buy a property or their mortgage broker, and they just think it's easy to get it all done at the same time, so they just go with whoever they've been recommended. Not always the best, not always the best decision. Yes, it might be quick and easy, but it's not the best decision. So, what are some do's and don'ts in choosing the right landlord insurance company?
Well, I think one of the big things that people tend to overlook is actually reading the PDS and reading the wording.
Who's got time for that?
You have to make it. You're an investor, so you know, if you invest in shares, you'd research the company you're investing in. So research the PDS that you're about to invest in from an insurance point of view.
And it's not always about the cheapest premium.
It's about the right cover for you. So you need to see what you need covered.
Yeah.
And then look at the different PDSs out there. Different things are covered, different things are excluded. All insurers are different.
Yeah. Same as your car, your life, it's all the same.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I think one of the key things with landlord insurance is probably to look at an insurer that is a specialist insurer. So somebody who specializes in landlord insurance, not an add-on. So something that is just a reciprocal to their business that they currently do.
They're just trying to make a little bit extra money on the side by adding landlord's insurance to their mix. We want to look at those companies that focus on landlord's insurance. That's their thing. That's their deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are the top three, I guess, most, or however many you can give me? What are the most the reason we need landlord's insurance the most?
Top claims for landlord insurance.
Yeah. Thank you.
So obviously the number one claim that we have in landlord insurance is loss of rent or rent default.
Yeah.
So that's tenants absconding, tenants just up and leaving. But not only that, you've got to understand that even whilst yourselves as professional property managers, you might put a tenant into a property for a landlord. Things might change down the line. Somebody loses their job. Somebody might lose their loved one. They might break up.
It's funny actually. The big ones that I can remember dealing with in this sort of situation where circumstances have changed have been our most expensive properties.
Absolutely.
It's the people that are earning big bucks that can afford to pay lots of rent that can sometimes crash and burn, as awful as that is, and obviously we wouldn't wish that on anyone. So don't just assume because you've got a high-end property and your tenants are paying a fortune that you know nothing can go wrong. Absolutely, they're the ones that actually do go wrong. Most of a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So absconding, loss of rent, all that sort of stuff. What else is there? Do you get many claims for damages or?
Yeah, absolutely. So two different types of damages, or three different types of damages. You get the deliberate damage, malicious damage, and then accidental damage.
Yeah.
So accidents do happen. These are the things that insurance is in place for.
And your insurance policy does cover if obviously it depends on the circumstance, but if there is an accident in place, you want to know that you're covered.
Absolutely.
You don't want to wait until that incident happens to then go, bugger, I don't have insurance. Same as if you crash your car. You would not insure your car. I don't think anyone out there would do that these days anyway. One of the first things that I do when the girls, well, we've got all girls, but when the team come to me with an issue, the first thing I ask them before I even ask what's going on is, does the landlord have insurance? Because that really shapes the way in which we handle the situation. It's going to go one way or another whether or not they've got insurance. So it's really fundamental that owners realise that. It's not just a thing that we come by every now and again. We deal with them all the time. It's really important. One thing I wanted to touch on, Travis, if you wouldn't mind, is owners that own properties in owners corporation buildings, strata buildings. What's the situation there?
Oh, it's an open-ended question, really. Strata title insurance or owner's corporation insurance covers different things. In essence, what it does is it covers the common property within the area that they've purchased the lot. So often what we see a person purchasing a unit in an apartment block, and that insurance only covers up to their front door. So it actually covers nothing inside their unit. Other strata title insurances cover the kitchen and the bathroom, but not anything else.
Right.
And certainly one thing that's never covered under it is contents.
Yep.
So, and people often oversee the fact that your carpets, your light fittings, etc., like that, those are actually considered contents.
It's not part of the building.
It's not part of the building.
Yeah.
So, and it also, for instance, like air conditioners, it depends on how it's installed as to whether it's viewed as contents.
Right. So you've got to tailor it to yourself. You can't just assume because you've got strata insurance or because you've got building insurance that everything else is covered. Yes. You've got to look into what you've got. Get the experts to have a look over what your situation is, and they can guide you as to what you need. Don't just assume. You can't assume anything in this day and age. But a lot of owners we find, they go, but I've got insurance. This has been arranged through my body corporate. No, that's not. That's usually just the outside of the building, right up to your front door. Anything beyond that, not covered. And we strike that a lot. So that's something I definitely wanted to talk about. Now, is there anything else you think that owners should know, just briefly? I know I'm rambling.
Well, I suppose definitely from a strata title or body corporate point of view, when you purchase that property, get a copy of that insurance.
Yep.
Read through it. Know where your gaps are.
If you don't have time, get someone else to do it for you. Send it to your property manager. They're just sitting over there doing nothing.
But it's important to understand that otherwise you are going to have gaps.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you've got to look into it, guys. I guess the main message we have today is if you do not have insurance, get it. If you do, check it. If nothing else comes from this video, if you use it as a driving force to get you to go and just read over your policy, you might assume you've got it because it was so many years ago that you bought your property and you've totally forgotten. I don't know. Go and get it checked. We can, as property managers, as real estate agents, we can pay it through your rental income. So you're not actually having to fork out the money for it. You pay for it, of course. We'll pay it through your rent. And also the one big thing is it's a tax deduction. So it's yet another thing that comes around. We're just past tax time. That reminds me I've got to get mine done. But yeah, it's a tax deduction. So it's a couple $100 usually a year. It varies, but it's not much. It's not a big chunk of money. Travis, thank you so much. Sure. Arcadia Underwriting, these guys are more than happy to help. We'll put their details on the screen. Travis and the team can help you guys out with any questions you've got. Just get a couple of different opinions. That's my advice to you guys. All right, happy investing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.